Looking back at my life thus far, there are three things that I believe have made me into the person that I am today and have shaped me entirely. One of them being my anxiety slash panic disorder slash depression. I grouped those all into one because each one led to the other. So I will talk about today my anxiety. May of 2013 is when I had my first panic attack. I was in California. I, out of nowhere, had a tingling sensation from my face down to my toes. I could not catch my breath. I felt as though I could not breathe, and I became nauseous every time that I tried to walk or move. Naturally, I rushed to the emergency room only to find out that I had had a panic attack. I was sent away with some Xanax so that I could sleep. I believe I took one, maybe half of one. I'm very careful with medication because addiction kind of runs rampant in my family. So I took half or one so that I could get some rest that night. But when I woke up, my anxiety was there, as was my panic disorder. Like I said, I was in California and I had taken an airplane there. I could not board another airplane because of my panic attacks and my anxiety, so I was stuck in California for a couple of days until I was able to build up some nerve to get back on a plane and go home to Las Vegas. When I did finally make it home, my whole life was different. I couldn't drive on the freeway because I would get panic attacks and my parents would have to pick me up. I couldn't go out to eat in restaurants because I would get panic attacks. I could hardly even eat because I was scared that I was going to choke on my food. So this one day, one night changed my whole entire life. With the anxiety, I couldn't handle school, so I dropped out of college. I began to see a therapist. It didn't help me. Maybe that's because I only went a couple of times. But I stopped seeing her. I went to just my usual doctor, and he tried to prescribe me with a whole bunch of medication. And like I said, I don't do well with medication because there is an addictive gene in my family, and I don't like to mess around with that. So from May of 2013 until now, I am still dealing with anxiety and panic disorder, and both of those led to my diagnosis of depression. So I'm dealing with all those things, and what I really wanted to say is that I know that it feels impossible to even think that you're gonna make it to the next day. And I know that maybe you don't even want to make it to the next day. But things get better and things do look up. And medication is extremely important to people whom it works for. But if it doesn't work for you, you are strong enough to get through it. You might feel like your mind is turning on you, but you have the power. And I struggle every day. And there's days that I still have panic attacks, and I still have anxiety, and there are days that I do, many days that I still have depression. But from 2013 to June 2016, I can go out to eat. I can drive on the freeway. I can go to a place where there's going to be a lot of people without shutting down. And I don't know that anyone's going to see this, but if anyone does, please just know that it does get better. And you have a meaning, you have a purpose, and there's a reason that you're still here.